welcome back to the Void Arcade. And welcome back, Casey. Joining again.
Glad to be here, sir.
Second episode in a row. So, just like as was teased in the last episode, this is the Destiny 2 podcast.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah.
I've got the Destiny music soundtrack going on in the background for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the mood. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. This first track, Inner Light, gets me going, man. Thinking about my Destiny time.
Oh, man. For the people that are only starting Destiny nowadays, I mean, I only started in Destiny 2, so I don't know the same nostalgia as some people say, like when they start up Destiny 1, but man, year 1 Destiny 1 with Inner Light starting right as you boot up the game. Beautiful soundtrack. Wonderful.
It is beautiful. While I was thinking about making this episode with you, I was like, how do we... And this is one of the reasons why I wanted your expertise on outlining this episode. Because it's been a living world for years now. You know,
It has.
out of every game I have in my Steam library, Destiny 2 I have the most time in, which doesn't clock near what you have, but like 365.6 hours. I think the next closest for me is Metal Gear Solid 5 at like 120.
Right on.
I mean, how do you sum up a game that has taken hundreds of hours of your life, you know?
Or, in my case, thousands.
Thousands. Yeah.
When Destiny 2 was back on Blizzard Battle.net launcher, I clocked in about 2,300 hours on that, and then when they transferred over to Steam, right now I have 2,483 hours. So, I've seen the highs and the lows of Destiny for sure. I've been through it all, and still, when I get the chance, I have a kid now, but when I have the chance, I love to get on and play.
You are a seasoned veteran. It is an honor to even have you talk about this game with that kind of time.
Yeah, I mean, with the amount of time I've spent in the game, you know, I wouldn't consider myself like a god-level gamer, but I feel like I can hold my own. I would say that I specialize in PvE content, but I can definitely hold my own in PvP. Like, I haven't gone flawless in the Lighthouse for any Destiny listeners out there. I haven't gone flawless. I've come close, but I don't know. I've never really liked going with the meta. I'm a sweet business main titan. Ugh, I love sweet business. You catch so many people off guard in PvP with it. It's wonderful. Yeah. But maybe I'm getting ahead of myself.
Oh, maybe.
Should we maybe give a quick description of what Destiny is?
Yeah.
For anybody that is either looking into it, maybe wanting to give it a shot. I mean, it's free to play.
Mm-hmm. Free to play. Yeah, on Steam, the card just says that Destiny 2 is an action MMO with a single evolving world that you and your friends can join anytime, anywhere. Absolutely free. But does that really encapsulate what Destiny 2 is?
You know, I feel like at a very, very surfacey level, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But there is so much more to this game. There's so much more. To me, Destiny 2 is a game that takes place in our solar system centuries in the future. This current point in time takes place after the golden age of humanity. Mm-hmm. And these interstellar deities, so to speak, are basically just using your characters kind of as their little playthings, but at the same time, you are fending off, and you're like the last bastion of mankind. You and your fellow guardians, wielders of the light, have your sole responsibility of fighting back the enemies of darkness and those who would seek to take the light from you or to wipe out humanity completely. And you can do this by interacting with friends, meeting new people throughout the game. That's MMO aspect of it.
And most importantly, shooting guns.
shoot to loot, baby. It is about the loot. I would say that I wish there was more guns. Of course, every Destiny person always wants more. But compared to like Borderlands, it doesn't even nearly have as many guns as Borderlands. If it did, though, cream of the crop. It would be cream of the crop at that point, but there's still tons of weapons to chase after, tons of weapon rolls, because the weapons are randomized. Always looking for the next exotic when you get the chance. Just such a good game.
Indeed. So you kind of gave some little lore tidbits in your description that kind of described the universe. I think you did a pretty good job.
Very basic kind of just setting. Like, I feel like my description kind of was a very brief summary of what the setting is, what your role is in the game. You playing as a guardian, you know, it's fighting bad guys, getting weapons, and wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat.
I really like the universe. I think there's just a lot of interesting ideas you never, like, would I have ever thought of the idea of a planet that gives, or like pretty much a planet-sized living creature that gives people superpowers, more or less, the ability to not die.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. They push a lot of sci-fi boundaries that I think are unique to Destiny.
Agreed.
Even though it can be almost boiled down to space wizards sometimes.
Yeah, space magic.
Space magic.
It's really kind of cool. I mean, it is, like you say, it's kind of in a league of its own, where, like, you've got the first-person shooter aspect of it, which, I mean, come on. This is Bungie we're talking about. Bungie. Creators of Halo. Like, they know what they're doing, and the gunplay in Destiny is so nice, in my opinion. I mean, some people aren't fans of like the flinch and PvP or whatever. Destiny is not a competitive PvP game. Like if you're looking to get into Destiny for competitive player versus player content, you are in the wrong game. It is, there's always balance changes and there's always overpowered things. And it's just so chaotic in PvP. But
the meta.
Yeah, the meta.
Meta's nuts.
But if you're looking to have a good time, try out different things, perfect your own craft in the game, find the weapons that suit you and just fit and work for you. If you can have fun with those weapons, I mean, that's what games are about, right? We're trying to have fun. I mean, me, sweet business. It's a auto rifle that spins up like a minigun and you can just shred things. I mean, it has never been meta.
But it's fun.
Oh, but when you just lay on the trigger and just popping heads, that's how I get my enjoyment. Whereas some people, you know, it might be hand cannons.
Yep, Ace of Spades, man.
Ace of Spades. You got Thorn, Hawkmoon, or maybe you're the sniper player. Maybe you just go with snipers or shotgun aping. Like, there's so many different ways to play.
Yes.
And all of the weapons are crafted so well that once you find that weapon or that loadout, or you pick your subclass and it just works with you, if you can perfect it, it can take you a long way.
Yeah, I did appreciate that a lot about Destiny. You can kind of find the stuff you like and you can play with it for a long time. And the meta doesn't, I mean, to a point the meta will kick you out, but to most builds, I mean, it's up to you to make it work. I think it's cool.
And for the new player, I mean, the concept of builds might be intimidating. I mean, for a game as large as Destiny, I mean, they have kind of shrunk it over time due to just limitations for console memory, but like, it's still a pretty intimidating game to start up with. I mean, you walk in and I mean, the game literally just drops you into a world where you get woken up and you got your little ghost buddy, which is your connection to the light, and they're just like, hey, we got to get out of here. We're in danger. You go pick up some random auto rifle and you're just off to the races. And then you see all these people with like level 300 and 500 above their names. And you're just like, okay, how do I get to that point? And I will say, over time, Bungie has gotten very good at helping to smooth out the new player experience, which right now I feel like it is in a very good position.
Yeah.
Didn't always used to be that way.
Yeah, when I jumped in, I'm pretty sure the light level, it was like, hey, we're just putting everyone that starts at 700.
Yep, they've done a very good job of balancing it to make sure that most new players can get into most every activity. Not like the end game stuff, that still requires a lot of prep work, but I mean, that's part of the game, right? I think Bungie said it in multiple interviews. It's like you're building up your alien killing machine. Like, you're taking that time to perfect your build, and what better way to do it than to kind of stumble, learn, see other people and be like, oh, I like what they did, what weapon were they using? So you inspect their loadout and you're like, Lord of Wolves, what is that? Where do I go get that? Or like,
yeah,
you know, that gives you that chase. It gives you that next thing to go after, and then the next thing and the next thing. And with it being an ever evolving game where they're just continually pushing forward, like, there's not, as far as I know, there's not going to be any. Here I am. I know everything as far as I know. As far as it's been told to us by Bungie, Destiny 2 is in it for the long haul. Like, they've already planned out the next 3 years.
Yeah.
It's all going to be Destiny 2. There's no Destiny 3. And so,
yeah,
it's going to be a wild ride.
It is. And I guess that kind of moves into, well, not really, but the next few years have a lot of story beats. So we can kind of talk about the story. I was trying to research the story, but because it's an evolving game, I was like, this is years of story and lore. I was trying to write it all down, and it's like I have to scroll to go through all of it. And then I was looking on Bife. He's on YouTube. My name is Bife, right? My name's Bife.
Yep. If you're looking into the Destiny lore, YouTuber, my name is Bife.
Yes.
That's BYF. He is the space daddy. Like, if you want to learn the lore, you go watch his videos. They are incredible.
They are really good. And to his credit, I was like, man, I wonder if he's got something like the lore so far. Just a quick video. He published a video 3 months ago. Destiny 2 story for beginners. It's an hour and 5 minutes long. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have that kind of time.
I know.
My whole podcast would be just story.
If you'd like, I could try and give a very brief Reader's Digest lore version. If you would like, I could try and keep it in under like 8-10 minutes.
I was hoping you would offer such a thing. I know you know the best points to give. And also, I mean, I only lived through, well, quote unquote, I've only played extensively through like 3 bullet points on my entire page. So what is the overall story of Destiny 2, Casey?
All right.
Lay it on us.
First, I feel like in order to start with the lore of Destiny 2, because I mean, you have the whole Destiny 1 game ahead of it. So I feel like for the average person who's trying to learn, what is Destiny about? Like I said earlier, it's in our solar system. We live on Earth. There was a time when this entity, a moon-sized object, came into the solar system, and humanity wanted to know what it was doing. It was terraforming planets to become livable. And so people called it the Traveler. And it granted some people godlike powers, essentially. Like, you could make your fist just this energy ball of electricity, or you could fire a blast of void energy out of your hand, or pull out a flaming gun from thin air and blast something into oblivion. On top of doing that, it allowed humanity to thrive like it never had before, called the Golden Age. Well, during the Golden Age, the darkness, which opposed the Traveler, came and almost eliminated humanity completely. Dark Age is what that was called. And then after that, humanity's trying to build themselves up. But the Traveler, to purge the darkness from the solar system, sacrificed itself and left behind ghosts. Ghosts is the conduit for Guardians to access the light, the space magic or whatever. And it allows them to essentially never die. As long as the ghost is able to revive the person, you never die. That's kind of what the Traveler is, light is, darkness, whatever. Mm-hmm. Destiny 2 starts up where the Cabal, an alien race that kind of reminds me of brutes, honestly. Like, they look a little different, but
I'd agree.
Brutes from Halo. They come in and they're led by a guy named Gaul, and they take over the Traveler, destroy the city. Every Guardian loses their light. Your Guardian, of course, you managed to find a shard of the Traveler that broke off long ago. You get your light back, and you're able to fight through, take down Gaul, restore the Traveler to allow all the other Guardians get their light back. And then after that, the next expansion...
This is Osiris in the Infinite Forest.
The Infinite Forest, and... Man, it wasn't seasons back then. It was like actual little DLCs.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. It's been so long. But yeah, so on Mercury, there's an alien race called the Vex. The Vex is this race that they can manipulate time, and they take over entire planets and turn them into just these huge computing engines to try and find what is the best way for us to take complete control of the galaxy, essentially, or take over the Traveler. And they just make planets into these computing machines. Infinite Forest being one of those, where they're able to go back in time, essentially, and see what would happen if we did this, and in some cases even potentially change the past. And so Osiris, being one of the most legendary warlocks, is in the Infinite Forest, and you help him stop the mind of this system of the Infinite Forest from destroying it. Mm-hmm. And there's the Warmind DLC, where you're basically just helping the Warmind Rasputin. It's a giant human-made construct that defends the solar system or whatever.
AI with cool voice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Rasputin. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. Then you've got the Forsaken.
Sad.
Which, rest in peace, Cade 6.
Rest in peace.
If you don't know who Cade 6 is, he was like one of the icons of Destiny. He's a hunter. I don't remember the voice actor.
Nathan Fillion?
Nathan Fillion. Yep. He was just legendary. But,
they killed him.
Yeah. Guy named Uldren Sov kills him. Which this is DLC's been out for a long time, so, you know, spoilers. It's been around a while, so.
Yeah, I don't expect us to get into spoiler territory.
Yeah. Uldren Sov, who is of the Awoken race. Think of the Awoken as humans, but they were influenced long ago during the Dark Age by the darkness and the light. So they're kind of space magic-y or whatever. They've got like blue skin. Well, the Queen's brother, Prince Uldren, for whatever reason, killed Cade 6 and started a race of zombie Fallen. Fallen being another race in the past that previously had the light from the Traveler, but the Traveler left them, and they followed the Traveler to Earth, and they're trying to take it back. But Uldren started essentially an evil race of the Fallen where they're just zombified, called the Scorn. And so Forsaken is all about you getting Uldren and then going to the Dreaming City, which is where the Queen Mara Sov, and the Awoken of the Reef, the asteroid belt Reef, that's what it's called, live. And you're trying to purge a curse that was placed on the Dreaming City. And there's like raid stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
It's really good. After Forsaken, you know, there was a couple of little seasons, like the Black Armory. You've got Ada 1, who is just an exo, who, you know, the exos are essentially the minds of dead humans put into robotic bodies, essentially.
Yeah, like exos.
Yeah, my Titan is an exo. But Black Armory, you know, Aiden 1 was an exo. Black Armory being a weapons forge for humanity. Then you've got the season of Reckoning, or I don't remember what it was called. Some of this is foggy, but you had the Drifter.
The Drifter, yeah.
Who's this? this awesome guy who runs one of the game modes called Gambit. It's one of the least liked game modes, but
I liked it.
It's a good game mode. Just Bungie has this habit of turning it into like a questathon game mode where it's like, oh, you got to go into Gambit to do this quest step, or you got to go into Gambit to do this or whatever.
People play Gambit to complete the quest steps.
Exactly. They're not playing it for fun, which the concept is there, but execution
a little lackey.
Yeah, a little lackey. But yeah.
The Callus and the Menagerie.
Oh, the Menagerie. Season of Opulence, one of the best seasons. Popular opinion.
Big boy Cabal come in.
Yeah, one of the original raid bosses from year one, Callus, was the emperor of the Cabal, and he basically invites you onto his ship, the Leviathan, and he's just testing you. He's just like, you know what? We're all gonna die, so why not enjoy our time? And I'm just gonna use you as my little playthings. I'll reward you if you do good. And so that was the Menagerie.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful weapons from it. And then
Moon's Haunted.
You've got Shadowkeep, where they brought back the destination from the moon, and you just basically are killing Hive, which the Hive, I'm pretty sure you could say that the Hive is like the main antagonist race of Destiny. Like, their lore goes back eons before anything with humanity. They've been around for so long. They've literally annihilated entire races, and now they've got their sights set on humanity, and so Shadowkeep was mainly based around that. And also there was a darkness ship on the moon, so trying to figure out what's going on there. Then there was other various seasons, with Season of Dawn. Osiris needs your help bringing back one of the, if not the most legendary Titan of all time, Saint 14.
Yes.
If there was like a D&D alignment chart, Saint 14 would be in the lawful good. He's just that kind of guy.
He's awesome.
He's got this awesome Russian voice. And he's a total bad A as well. He's just awesome. So you save him from the past because he died in his previous timeline. Then you had the Season of the Worthy, where you had the Cabal back from the previous story. They were going to try and blow up the sun using one of their big death machines. But they decide, you know what? Screw it. You guys, you've been tormenting us too long. We're just going to blow up Earth. And so they send the ship on a crash course to Earth. And so Season of the Worthy was, you have the Warmind Rasputin. You're trying to boot him up so that he can basically just send out tons of satellites to just bombard this giant ship before it crash courses into Earth. And of course we're successful. The game is still going. And then after that was Season of the Arrivals, where the darkness, the things that ushered in the Dark Ages from the past and ended the Golden Age, are back in the system, and they completely annihilated or did something to Mars, Mercury, Titan, and Saturn. Well, Titan, not so sure about Saturn, but got rid of Titan, Io. Yeah. The darkness comes and just completely purged those planets from the solar system. We don't know if they're in limbo somewhere or if it's, like, don't know what's going on there. But so the darkness is here. And then comes Beyond Light, the DLC from last year, where you're sent to the frozen moon of Europa, and one of the characters that had a lot of influence in the story, but you didn't really know that much about, the Exo Stranger, makes a return, and she tells you that, the light is important, but if we're gonna beat back the enemies of humanity, we're gonna need more options than just that. So you end up using the darkness in the form of stasis, which is like space, ice, freezy, just stuff. You do that, and then you prevent a race of fallen, or not a race, but like a house of fallen, from being able to use stasis. And that was Beyond Light. And then there's been a few other seasons that just have other little various tidbits, mainly revolving around what's coming up with the next DLC of The Witch Queen, coming out February 22nd, 2022. I'm so looking forward to it, but all the seasons have kind of been playing around one of the Hive leaders, Savathun.
Mm-hmm.
And Savathun's influence on humanity in various ways. Osiris was taken over, like his body was being taken over by Savathun, one of the Hive gods, essentially. And what seasons were there, man? I can't.
One of them, Aldrin, came back.
Yeah, Aldrin. Yes, Aldrin was revived as a guardian. That's right. The first season involved the Cabal. Emperor Callus's Emperor Callus's daughter, Keitel, has essentially tried taking up the reins as emperor of the Cabal, and she basically, you're going through and just trying to prevent her from starting up another regime, but at the same time, kind of trying to just have an armistice with her because, you know, darkness is on our doorstep. There's really no reason for you to try and kill us if we're all gonna die, so why not just have a ceasefire for the time being?
A truce.
But Aldrin comes back as the Crow. And another factor of, I guess, tiny little branch off here, but when Guardians are revived for the first time by their ghosts, they have no memory of their previous life. And so Aldrin, this really bad guy, gets revived and has no memory of what he did before. And so all he knows is that whoever he was before he got revived was the worst person alive, sort of thing. So he's kind of ostracized, but over the course of that season with Keitel, he proves his worth. He shows that he is not who he once was. Then you have the season of the Splicer, where the Vex get involved, and they basically put a permanent simulation over over humanity, over the last city. Last city being where last humans are.
Mm-hmm.
Where blocked out the sun, no sunlight. And so you're basically trying to hack into the Vex network with the help of some of the good Fallen to try and stop it, get the sun back. Then, after season of the Splicer, you have the season that we're currently in, which is season of the Lost, where Mara Sov, the Queen of the Awoken, Aldrin Sov's, or the Crow's sister, Osiris this whole time has kind of been pulling at the strings of a lot of people. And he goes to Mara Sov in her court and then reveals himself to actually be Savathun. Mara, being one of, if not the most powerful Awoken in terms of space magic, completely encases her in this chrysalis. And for the purpose of trying to get her coven together to exorcise Savathun, because they just want to kill her. She's been messing with him for too long, and so that's the hope. In the meantime, you're going into these various different ascendant planes, which is kind of just like a different level of existence, and trying to save her fellow witches, so to speak, to, you know, get them all together so they can perform the exorcism on Savathun and hopefully get Osiris back. And so during this mix-up or whatever, the Crow finds out from Savathun who he was, because it's kind of taboo to not know who your previous self was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, then Crow kind of runs off and he's trying to do a little soul searching, realize, like, am I the same person that I once was? Because he has all these memories of who he was as vivid as day, Savathun gave it to him in the form of a vision. So he saw what he did from a first-person perspective. Killing Cade 6, creating the Scorn, you know, all this bad stuff. So he's kind of in the background right now. But Savathun, her main thing is lying and deception. So everybody's in the community's kind of worried that she's got Crow wrapped around her fingers and has some plan for him in the future. But that's where the game is sitting in terms of the lore. Kind of just very glossed over story. You can dive in and get as much out of the lore as you want to, because it is there.
It is there, and it goes deep.
Deep. Like, sorry, I said I would try and keep it to 10 minutes. I think that was closer to 20.
That is totally fine. That's better than an hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah, but that is kind of what the story is, and I hope that for any listeners that took the time to listen to me ramble about the story for 20 minutes can show you how committed Bungie is to making this universe as, like, it just kind of pulls you in. You want to know what's going to happen next, which of course is great marketing, but at the same time it's like
alive.
It is a very much a live game. Of course, you know, you've got other games like Fortnite with their seasons, and it's like, oh, you can play as Spider-Man now. You've got new skins. Da, 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 da. You know, like, but with Destiny, if you took the time to go watch some Bife videos and learn up on the lore, maybe see what previous players are experiencing, and then when you jump in, you kind of have your place in the story.
Mm-hmm.
It's just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter when you jump in. It's almost like a Matrix thing where, you know, I'm sitting here on this podcast right now, but the Destiny universe and lore is so flushed out that it almost feels like it's real, like somewhere. Like time is actually happening in the Destiny universe right now, because they've flushed it out so much and they're updating it enough that, like, the story's still going. There's stuff that comes out like all the time. It's cool. It's different than Fortnite like that, where it has like actual substance with each update and iteration on the seasons and stuff.
Exactly. Which, honestly, I mean, besides the weapons, a lot of people say, oh, Destiny doesn't have any story, or the story doesn't matter. Oh, Bungie has been going in completely against that statement. Mm-hmm. They're trying to turn the story into the game, where, yes, you've got your weapons, you've got your quests, your bounties, you're earning armor, you're playing different activities, but they're trying to make it so that all of that wraps into the story, so that you are playing the story. And it doesn't matter if you started back with me in the beta or year 1, or it doesn't matter if you started in Forsaken around the time that Brand did, or whenever. You have your place in the story, and the fear of missing out isn't there. Like, yes, maybe you miss some stuff. Maybe you have to grind a little more to get some of the exotics that other players got when they purchased the DLCs or whatever. But that's your chase. That is your goal from where you started. And there's tons of ways to get to that point, to reach your pinnacle in Destiny.
Well said. Well said.
So with all this being said, enough talking from me. You know, Brand.
You want to hear from me?
Let's hear from you. I mean, this is your podcast.
Sure. After this short break, we'll be right back. And we're back. It was a very short break.
It was. But hey, break's a break.
Break is a break. Yes.
So, what do you like and maybe don't like about Destiny with what you have experienced?
Yeah, so in my short time in Destiny, short 360-hour time in Destiny. No, I think we touched on the gunplay earlier. Absolutely. Gunplay is amazing. It's always been good. Like, each weapon, even though, you know, there's different classes, you know, there's the hand cannon, which is, you know, that heavy pistol, or there's just the regular little pistols, or, you know, a single shot. Man, I'm blanking on the weapon types.
So you've got hand cannons, sidearms, scout rifles, auto rifles, pulse rifles, snipers, shotguns, bows. They introduced bows back in Forsaken. Yeah, submachine guns. There's plenty of variety. Then you've got your heavies with like rocket launchers, grenade launchers, fusion rifles, linear fusion rifles, swords.
Mm-hmm.
And with Witch Queen, they're bringing in glaives, which are apparently taller than your character. Like,
they look cool.
Yeah.
But like, even though there's a finite amount of what type of weapon could be, I really appreciated the detail that they made in each gun so that they felt different, looked different, even sounded differently, so that like it didn't matter what you were picking up, it was always like something new to pick up and shoot. And not only is it like, oh, I picked up a pea shooter, but usually it's like, I picked this thing up and it's killing dudes. This is cool. And it's almost like with every weapon, they all seem to have their own like oomph in their own way, right?
Exactly. And you know, that is what's great is I've seen some of the YouTubers like Cammy Cakes or Walla pick up green weapons, common weapons, rare weapons like blues, and go into end game PvP content and slay out with them. That's the great thing, is like they're well-designed weapons. It doesn't matter if you're barely starting out. If you have experience with first-person shooters, and if you're good in them, you can pick up some of the early game weapons and do extremely well with them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, gunplay. I love it. Right there with you.
And on top of that is the exotics. So not only do you have like these normal weapons that shoot normally, but you have these extra special weapons that are rare. The rare drops. And not only are they rare drops, but they act differently. They have a special, unique property to them that honestly, like whenever I picked up an exotic, it was like, ooh, okay. Yeah, this is happening. It's happening, everybody. I picked up a new one.
No, for sure.
And then on top of that, after you've used them enough, sometimes the game, it'll give you another drop for that exotic. And it'll be like, hey, you need to kill 500 enemies. But once you've done that, oh yeah, the catalyst. But yeah, when you get that catalyst in there, you do the quest, then it becomes even more powerful. And so it's kind of like this OP thing. Like I'm looking in the Destiny item manager right now. Dim.
Which, not to completely branch off your thought, but I just kind of want to make a quick plug.
Do it.
It's so cool that Bungie allows third-party companies like Destiny Item Manager, Ishtar Collective, and other various things to help you with your item management.
Yes.
Like
100 times, yes.
It makes it so much easier. And for anybody who is playing Destiny that is not using Destiny Item Manager or some other inventory management app, go out there and try it. Destiny Item Manager will change your life in the game, being able to swap. And they actually recently made a change where it can access your armor slots too. So you could set a preset like, oh, I'm going into a PvP map and oh, this is long range. You could pick your weapons, your armor. You could have the preset to your armor mods, so like a sniper rifle targeting or scout rifle targeting, and you could switch that on the fly. So
very cool.
It's very cool. So sorry, back to your thought on the awesomeness that is exotic weapons.
That is exotics. But like, you know, some of these you don't have to reload. Some of them have like an insane damage boost, like if you get consecutive headshots or just like hitting things. Ah, man. There's so many. Some of them have freaking laser beams. Just some of them you can switch the damage, like the type of damage they deal to things. There's just, and some of them just explosions.
There's a gun that looks like a toaster. That's the Metroid arm cannon that fires homing projectiles.
Yeah,
just like that. There's so much variety. And being able to build around the exotic weapons and like, oh, this exotic weapon does this. And if I put this on my armor, then maybe I can make it even more overpowered or whatever. Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that even brings up like the exotic armors that do insane things too. Damage boosting, extra invisibility, extra healing.
Auto reloading your weapons.
Yeah, auto reloading your weapons. Just insane stuff. There's just so much. It's so much fun to mess around with in PvE and PvP stuff. Just figuring out. But exotics.
What else do you like about Destiny?
The lore, man, has always been really interesting to me. There's some parts of the story I won't lie. I like skip through. But like when I did take the time to sit down and like play play the game and actually play my part in the story, it's really hard to not appreciate how good of a story it is and how well built out the lore is. Like, all my time playing the game up to the Deepstone Crypt and learning about the Golden Age and the Exos and how that technology, of putting human conscious and thought into robot and machine, like, I really enjoyed learning about all that.
It's so cool.
It is so cool.
And especially with that part of the story where it brings an element of realism too. Like,
yeah,
the whole aspect of putting a human mind into a robotic body. You don't have those random sensations that a human body would. The random touches or the headaches or the pains. And so the early tests would like make the brains go mad, just insane. And they'd want to die because just something was wrong. It's like they knew they weren't in their own body. So they had to introduce other things to make it work. It's cool.
It is cool. And that's just like one of the, I don't know, hundreds of different lore paths that you can just sink your teeth into.
It's so true. And that's the great thing about the lore. It's so fleshed out, just like you said. Mm-hmm. It is very rare that Bungie will not leave a story open-ended. And if they do, you can bet your butt that they are making content about that in the future. That is something they have in their back pocket. They're waiting to release at the perfect time. Mm-hmm. So, the story's great.
It is great. And that just ties into, like, there's always quests to do. Like, there's always something to do in Destiny. If you want to know more about, like, when I jumped in with Forsaken and, I was learning about Cade 6, I was like, Cade 6 is a cool character, and I am sad he's gone. So I just went back and I played through all the Cade 6 quests that were attached to him and his gun and the things that he did. It was almost like I was some kind of historian, just like going back and learning about all this stuff. It's cool.
It is cool.
And to that, I didn't experience very many bugs, if any, at all.
Well, that's good.
Despite the few that we exploited together on our exploit.
Yes. Oh, yes. Now, Destiny is not lacking in the bug department in the slightest. Like, it has its bugs, but to your average player like yourself that's maybe only spent 360, 500 hours, anywhere in that range, you might experience a hiccup or two, but overall it is a pretty clean game in that regard.
Yeah. I like how there's something for everybody, too. Like, maybe some people don't like as much of the lore collecting or the PvE or whatever, but there's still PvP. And then there's PvP VE, with Gambit.
Yeah.
And there's single player stuff. There's stuff you can do with your friends. There's stuff you can do with strangers. I think as long as you like first-person shooters to any degree, there's something that Destiny has for you that you will like.
Yep.
Right? And even just in the base game, for free. It's crazy.
I remember back when Shadowkeep came out, and they made all of the Year 1 stuff and all of the Year 2 stuff free to play, pretty much. I kind of had to chuckle. It's like, so you're telling me what I spent about $240 on is free? Like, come on. How could you not want to play a $240 game for free?
Yeah.
There's lots to do.
There is lots to do. Is there anything I missed that you want to touch on that you really like?
Oh, man. I mean, as one that's spent approaching 5,000 hours in the game, I just love it to death. I definitely know that it has its faults in various areas, but overall, it's such a great game. The community is a wonderful community. I mean, of course, with every FPS, you get the toxic, if you're not using the meta, you suck. Or, oh my gosh, you died once, I'm leaving. You'll get those people, but you'll get them in any FPS.
Yeah.
But overall, you have a community. Let me give you this in perspective. And Brandon, once I start talking about it, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. You have a community that has, of course, your main streamers, YouTubers, the pillars, so to speak, of the game that took almost 2 weeks. Was it 2 weeks or like 5, 7? It was straight days of cracking a puzzle to unlock an exotic weapon in the game. If you ever want to find out about that, go back and read up on the Season of Dawn and I don't remember what it was called, like Hallways. Bastion, yes. Look up the Bastion quest. It was something that could not be done alone. It required millions of people to solve this puzzle that Bungie set up.
Yeah.
To get through the maze, like the Halls of Time, I think is what it was called.
Insane.
It was incredible. And of course, it was something that some people thought was really cool. Everybody was happy when it was done because it took so long. But for a community that will go to those lengths, for a community that on multiple occasions every single year has raised millions of dollars to go towards charity, is always looking for LFGs or is open for people to join. You have tons of people that are willing to help walk you through, to help you get your first exotic or run a quest for your first time. Like, in a game as big as this and complex in some aspects, which is probably one of its downfalls, it is a lot to take in. If you can find a clan or if you have some buddies and you want to really learn, there are people out there that can help you. There are videos you can watch. There's great content creators. So honestly, the community is another wonderful thing about Destiny 2.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
If I had to say one thing or something about what maybe Destiny 2 lacks or something that it's not the best about it, it is a grindy game. Like, you do have your quests and you have your campaign stories, which can be really fun. But once you finish the campaigns, which the campaigns can be a little short, apparently not with Witch Queen. Apparently Witch Queen is going to be similar to like Halo 2 campaign. At least that's what Bungie's saying. But the campaigns, once you get done with those, I mean, you can kind of go through and play them again if you wanted to, but it does kind of reach the point of after the campaign's done, you've got your exotic quests, you've got other various storyline quests if you want to do those, and then it's the grind, where you're trying to find the best weapons to help you in the content that you enjoy the most, and then getting enjoyment out of that. So I would say that's kind of where Destiny 2 has its downfall, which I kind of like the Hades thing. It's like, once you've experienced everything, unless you really like the game, that's kind of where it can end for you until new content comes out.
Yeah, that is kind of teetering on the lines of the one thing that I have on Destiny that I don't necessarily like, and I read an article from Kotaku. I can link it in the show notes. It was 7 years with Destiny, but the writer Ethan, he pretty much stated, this is paraphrasing, but he's like, you can, play Destiny for a couple of hours, or you can like commit your entire life to Destiny. But at the end of the day, the one thing that the game really wants you to do is it wants to be the only game that you play.
Yep.
And so if you want to keep up to the maximum light level to be able to do the high level, high tier activities, if that's what you're into, you got to be logging on almost every day. You got to be getting those pinnacles, and you just got to be grinding.
Yep. Bungie has said that they want their game to be a hobby.
Yeah.
Which that alone kind of says it all from what you said. They don't want it to be like, oh, I'm just going to play Destiny at the end of this week or whatever. Yeah, they do kind of cater to the people that can only maybe put in a couple hours a week, but ultimately, if you want to experience some of the best endgame content out of any video game, you do have to put in the time.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is maybe until the story reaches its end in a couple years, you'll never really be able to keep up with the end. Because once you reach the end of one season, then it'll go beyond. and then the next season's got a new end, so you'd have to put in the progress all over again. And so what happened to me is I kind of got that burnout from that. And plus, it's like, I mean, you know, I have birthdays where I get games or Christmas or whatever, so I'm trying to play Red Dead Redemption 2. That's 120 hours. Where was Destiny going to fit in that? Or, you know. But at the same time, like, I can't help but also respect the fact that they're still building out in this giant story in this living and breathing universe. So I respect it. I respect it.
Yeah.
And for what it's worth, I will probably end up buying Witch Queen and going to town again. Yeah.
Yeah, baby. If you do, please, like, and this is probably another thing that I have to complain about it is that people get burnt out on it. And you can only do so much solo. And so if you are a solo player, there really is kind of a point that you reach where it's like, okay, at this point, I either need to talk with random people and try and find a group to play with, try and convince my friends who may or may not like Destiny 2 at all to play with me, or I consider myself an introvert, and so I hate branching out. Like, sometimes I'll be sitting there in the LFG chat and I'll see somebody say, hey, I'm looking for 2 more people to do the activity that I want to do, and I'm just like, okay, nope. So two people already took the spot. Oh wait, there's another one. And so that's kind of
he's just like me.
And so if you have people to play it with, I feel like that makes it exponentially better.
Yeah, and then to your credit, you're the reason that I got into Destiny and that I will probably continue to play Destiny, because I like having friends, but it's also a good game. And I mean, and all my best experiences have been with you and the boys, and sometimes ladies doing stuff, but we'll get to that.
Which, I mean, you know, what better time than now? Do you want to share some of your favorite experiences with the game?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. I think some of my favorite memories from this game are, one, the raids. For sure, the raids. As difficult as they were to learn, I really enjoyed the camaraderie with, you know, whoever it was that we were playing with, you and Tom, or, you know, Lone, Lasagna, Scourge of the Past. Those were really good. We can get more into the raids when we talk about all the raids. I love that raid. It's a good raid. But also, like, I think the most impactful moments for me, like when you took me to the Whisper of the Worm mission, like for the first time, just hearing that music, the music is just on a totally other level. It's still just as good as the rest of the soundtrack, but it's like it's on its own thing, and just the mystery of going through there and, you know, getting slaughtered, sitting in the back of the room with his Nuggies burger, just sniping dudes. The boss.
Yep. And then you're like, crap, I'm out of ammo.
That was definitely one. And then, like, most recently, right before they sunset, the Outbreak Perfected mission.
0 hour.
Yeah, 0 hour. You, Tom, and I grinded that for the Catalyst.
We did.
And that was awesome. Just like getting in there, high stress, but we did it. We did it.
I loved doing that. I mean,
that was so much fun.
You have that 20-minute timer just constantly ticking down, and you're like, oh man, how are we gonna make it? Yeah, those are some of my fondest memories as well.
Yeah, those are the ones that stick out probably the most. But even still, I really liked, like, initially just jumping into Destiny and playing through the campaigns and just as a new player, just starting to build my vault with all these weapons and, you know, to increase my light level. I really liked those days too, being a little starter guardian.
For sure. It's not about the destination, it's about the climb.
What about you? What are some of your top tier moments that aren't raid stuff. We'll get into raid stuff. That needs its own section.
Seriously. That could have its whole podcast.
Right.
But I would say, well, I'm having just this fire hose coming out of the tap of memories right now.
Yes. I can share more if you need more time.
When I started, our friend Thomas, he said like, hey, there's this game called Destiny 2 that has a free beta this upcoming weekend. Do you guys want to do it? I was like, sure, whatever. I had seen Destiny, the name Destiny around, and I had heard good things about it, so it's like, whatever, I'll give it a shot. Those first moments of that first mission, I have sweet business in hand. I picked Titan because I figured, you know what, in most games I kind of like playing the big tanky guy, and so I'll pick Titan, sure. That first mission, just seeing the aliens there, seeing the colors, that was something that blew me away that very first day that I touched Destiny. You've got your battlefields and you've got your Call of Duties. You've got all of this gray tone, brown, green, black with gore splatted places or whatever, and just grunge is all I think. And then you've got Destiny, where you've got rockets that explode like fireworks into just these huge balls of electricity or fire or void energy, vibrant colors. Mm-hmm. You've got the sounds revving up sweet business, the ding, 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 just laying on the trigger, seeing the enemies in front of you with wonderful designs, looking around at the environments that were designed, and just it immersed me immediately because it was unlike anything I had ever played. And I knew from that first day playing the beta that this was something I was going to love. And I would say that, my first experience playing Destiny was one of my fondest memories with the game because it started me down a path that, I didn't know I was going to be spending 5,000 hours in the game.
Yeah.
It's honestly sickening hearing myself say that. That's like, 3 months straight of my life or something like that. But there was that experience. I'm going to refer back to the Whisper mission, just like you were saying. Whisper of the Worm being an exotic heavy sniper rifle that rewards precision hits. If you get, at the time when it came out, when you landed 3 precision hits, it would pull ammo from thin air, essentially having infinite ammo as long as you landed your precision hits. It was game-breaking. It was the go-to exotic at the time. And I remember being at work at the UPS store, and I see my phone just blowing up. That this random portal on IO appeared out of nowhere. Like, there was no hype, there was no release or anything. Bungie didn't announce anything. People are just like, hey, where's this portal coming from? And then they're like, oh my gosh, it's taking us into a mission that's like 20 minutes long. It's got a countdown timer. There's a super hard jumping puzzle. What is going on? I was so excited to get home and get that weapon or experience what it was.
Yeah.
And I remember just jumping into a random LFG. At this point, I didn't have any friends that played Destiny. And so I joined some mega clan or whatever that they I think they had like 1,000 members, but like an active player base of like 20 or something. Wow. It was kind of just a throwaway clan.
Yeah.
But I remember I joined up with a couple random people I didn't know. We ended up getting the weapon. So I was a part of some of the first people to get the Whisper mission, because after that it kind of got bugged or something. And so I kind of felt special because I was like, oh, I have this super rare gun. And it was really good at the time.
Yeah.
Midnight Coup, Ikelos shotgun, Whisper of the Worm. That was the loadout at the end of year 1. But because I loved the mission so much, I got to the point where I could solo it with ease. Normally with like 7 or 8 minutes left on the clock.
You crazy, man. And didn't you become like you would take people that wanted help in the mission, right?
That was kind of how I had my fun. Yeah. I mean, with Mars and with the escalation protocol, which was an awesome activity. I loved it. It was a great opportunity to get weapons or not weapons, but like just, farm out some bad guys in a cool setting. I liked it.
Mars is a great play.
Mars was great. Rest in peace.
Indeed.
But I had kind of already experienced everything that I thought I could experience for that DLC. And yeah, I got my enjoyment out of helping people, because once I got good enough to do it on my own, my sense of satisfaction and fun in the game was chilling there on Io where the portal spawned with the public chat open and just saying, hey, anybody want to get Whisper of the Worm? And little did I know that in doing this, it would land me in the clan that I've been with since then. But yeah, it was a lot of fun just helping people get Whisper. And I would always say, like, so do you want to experience this for the first time, or do you want me to just get you the weapon? A lot of the time I would kind of hold back and let them experience the mission first, and then the second run get the weapon. So, they kind of had that same experience of, oh, do we go here or do we go there or whatever? And
yeah, like you did with me.
Exactly. I figured, you know what? The game is here for you to experience it, not for other people to play it for you. So I'll let you play it first, and then I'll help you get the gun. That was my mindset. But yeah, I was just sitting there on the patrol, and I killed this random high-value target with some other random dude, and his character emoted and started dancing, and so I started doing the same. And then I just remember he asked me, hey, can you help me and my brother get Whisper of the Worm? And I was like, yeah, sure. I ended up joining the clan, and these guys were like cream of the crop players. And the guy that I met was like lower on the totem pole, so to speak. But he was a great guy. And all of the guys in our clan, wonderful people to interact with. Like, they're all just super good at the game, all super mature, which was very nice.
Yeah.
Mature being like, they behaved themselves. It wasn't like, it was just a good environment. And then that clan, little did I know, would be the clan that I would do things with for a very long time. They've kind of stopped playing Destiny over time, experiencing that burnout and whatnot, but I've made many good memories with them. And then, of course, the experiences with you and Thomas and Logan, Limitless, and just, yeah, so many good experiences. And that's another great thing, is like, that's what it's about, right?
Yeah.
Like, you get a weapon or you get something, and then that weapon has your memories etched into the weapon. Every time I look at Whisper of the Worm, those memories flood back. Whenever I pick up Sweet Business, I'm always reminded of the beta and that first day when I revved it up. And it's like that for so many weapons in my vault. And for the new player, I hope that you're able to do that too. Because, man, being able to look at Mountaintop, Recluse, Redrick's Broadsword, those pinnacle PvP weapons from back in the day, and how hard I worked to get those weapons, it feels good to pick them up and be like, I earned this, and this weapon will help me get better, sort of thing. Just, man, you don't get that from a Call of Duty where it's like, oh, I'm just going to slap this scope on an M14 and blah, 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 blah.
I just prestige for the 7th time.
I just unlocked a skin that puts anime girls on my gun. Like,
right.
Where's the memories in that? I mean, sure, you can make memories with your friends, with like zombies. Like, oh, we made it to round 73 or whatever.
Yeah.
That's where I think Destiny has a leg up, where it's like the guns you make that you earn. It's memories. You're making memories.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's really something special about that.
If you can find a group of people that is dedicated to the game, and maybe it is where, like, you play for a month or so, only a couple hours a week, maybe 10 hours a week, or whatever you're able to do. But if you're having fun with the game, then ultimately it's accomplishing its goal. As long as you're getting out of the game what you think it's worth, which, I mean, heck, it's free unless you wanted to pay for it, or like DLCs or whatever. Yeah, that's where it can become the hobby.
Yeah,
it has the capability. I feel like that's where some of the community can get toxic, is it has the capability for greatness. It is foundationally a phenomenal game. It has its quirks, it has its downfalls, but with Bungie at the helm, and they are taking community feedback all the time, they really are. They want this to be the best game ever. They have said that they want this to be the best MMO out there. And for such great employees there that love the game, I mean, you do look on the news and there's of course the people that are boycotting and stuff, or
there's a couple of
the employees, which
troubles.
Seriously, I mean, for the people that experience hardship with any company, Bungie, Activision, whatever, heart goes out to you. Nobody should go through that sort of crap, but it really is them that is making this game as great as it is. And for all the hard work and dedication for all the Bungie employees and what they do, hats off to you. Seriously. I don't think this will ever reach the ears of any Bungie employee, but if it does, seriously, as a man that's played this for 5,000 hours, you've done something great that I will never forget, and that many people will never forget. But anyways, off the sentimental note, did you want to talk about any other memories that you had, or did you want to talk about any of the other content?
Do we go into raid stuff? The raids are too
good.
Let's
go into raid stuff.
Because, man, and I haven't experienced all the raids, right? I've done Leviathan, Last Wish, Scourge of the Past, Garden Salvation, Deepstone Crypt. But I think that content is some of the most like unique and satisfying teamwork, team building exercise. Just, it's on its own level, right?
It is.
I love every single one of the raids that we did, just like from, going in Leviathan and killing Callus, like traveling through the underbelly of his ship,
Yep.
Or whether we were like killing pretty much a Metal Gear and Scourge of the Past, Insurrection Prime.
Insurrection Prime.
Kill Scourge. Come on.
It doesn't get any better.
It doesn't get any better. Yeah, and because there's a couple other games I've played that have been very raid-like, and I think the best of them has been Sea of Thieves, where you're in a team of 6 and you're solving puzzles with no instructions, fighting things. But it just still didn't reach like the level of satisfaction from doing like a Destiny raid.
Yep, the Destiny raids definitely hold its own little treasured spot in my heart.
Yes.
As well.
You've done a lot of them, way more than me.
I have done a lot of raids. I got to the point, like, it's actually been a while since I've done a raid, mainly because my clan hasn't really played that much anymore, and I've kind of achieved everything and gotten most of the weapons and armor that I could ever want, and so kind of just waiting for new stuff at this point. Burnout. But I did get to the point where I could Sherpa, like I could lead and accurately tell people how the raids worked, how they were done.
I am absolutely amazed by your ability to lead a bunch of sometimes strangers in these activities.
Yeah.
You have a gift, my friend. That is a gift. And it was awesome.
And I feel like, well, thank you, but I feel like the best way to teach anything is to understand it well enough to explain it as simply as you can and have it be accurate. That is how, with anything in life, like if you understand algebra and whatnot, it doesn't matter if you know algebra and you're teaching a 5-year-old, but if you can teach a 5-year-old something simple that will help them get to the point of algebra, then they're good. With Destiny raids, if you can take a complex puzzle like, let's say, Scourge of the Past, for example, where you've got the map readers, you've got the people going off and depositing the charges or whatever.
Yeah.
If you can explain that simply enough to where everybody's on the same page and everybody can follow what is being told, or if everybody knows what they're doing, then yeah, it's a good time. But sometimes, and in my opinion, some of, if not my favorite gaming memories of my life is going into the raids blind.
Like we did with Deepstone Crypt.
Deepstone Crypt, baby.
Yes.
Day one raids experiences is something that Bungie will have on every other game, no matter what. It has the prestige. It has the history. It is an experience unlike anything in any game ever. It is honestly, Destiny becomes your job at that point.
Yeah. That was a large part of why I'm still burned out, is that day one raid, but I would not trade that for the world, man. That was, and Deepstone Crypt had that really cool part too, where after we had been just going ham, going to town, trying to beat those sections, there was that little moment of bliss where we're in space.
The spacewalk.
The spacewalk, and it's just got that light little music in the background. And it's got the tiny little voiceover, and we're just shooting stuff, but it's still like muffled because, you know, space.
Deepstone Lullaby.
That was so good. Such a excellent moment.
Yep.
And just hanging out with the boys. Figuring out the puzzles. And then finally getting the puzzles.
Gaming.
Yeah, whole day.
Day of gaming. Which I feel that day, I honestly do. I wear that day and remember that day with pride, but also with a little bit of shame. Because I knew that, like, with me assembling that team, I knew that you and Tom and Logan, I knew that you guys hadn't played Destiny as much as me and my other fire team members from my clan.
Yeah.
I knew that you guys structurally, like, that you mentally as gamers had the skills to get it done. You do. Like, you are all just at your core good gamers. And I knew that you could do it. And that's where I had my pride, is every time we completed one of those encounters, whether it was the one that we spent 10 hours on,
Yeah.
or when we finally made it to the final boss, like, just, I was so proud and happy for everybody in that team. But I wear it with shame because I feel like I unknowingly led you guys to the slaughter, so to speak, where I didn't know that right there on the cusp of victory at the very end, that your lack of time in Destiny being able to get some of the better god rolls would be the downfall. And that's where I kind of wear it with shame, is we did it. By all rights, we did it.
Yeah,
we
we
knew
did.
the mechanics of the boss encounter. We could do it. But it was just a matter of didn't have the right rolls.
Yeah.
But because I was about to have a kid, with that being my last day one raid attempt ever, I believe, I don't know, maybe when my kid gets older, I might be able to pull it off if the wife will let me. But I actually stayed up until like 4 a.m. looking for a group, and then one of the other random clans that I've helped out numerous times messaged me, and they said, "Smith, our 6th guy just left. Can you help us? We're at the final boss."
Wow.
And so I joined them, and we killed the boss first try.
Wow.
And so it feels bad to say, because you guys were my team. I finished it with them, but you guys were my team. I ended up getting that day one emblem, and I haven't taken it off since. I got the raid exotic, Eyes of Tomorrow, which basically think of like a SAM launcher.
Yeah.
It's just fires off 6 missiles in succession that have the tracking of just, they're insane. But that day was probably my most favorite gaming memory of all time for myself. Like, I will never forget. I will never forget the moment when we were, after the 10 hours spent on that second encounter.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Our jobs had been switched around with the mechanics. I was the one calling it out. I remember I messed up one of the call outs at the very end. And then I was like, wait, no, not this one, not this one. It's this guy over here.
We were just freaking out.
We were freaking out. My hands were so sweaty and shaking.
Yeah.
I had to compose myself with all the effort I could muster just to focus enough to get the call outs right. And then when we got it and we all just screamed.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing better.
There was nothing better.
You could take me to an esports tournament and I won $1 million. No, that experience.
After 10 hours, we got it.
10 hours, we got it. Just,
Yeah, I remember
best
that.
experience.
It was awesome. And I got to take my hat off, too, for all the guys that were there, too, that were keeping a level head. I think we had a couple times where I think there was a couple dudes that were starting to get kind of aggravated, but like at the same time, though, it was still pretty even keel, as they say.
I would say that, yeah, I would agree. There was a little bit of parts where people were just frustrated and tired, which, I mean, heck.
We've been up for a while.
Trying the same thing for 10 hours in a row, that's rough. Yeah. But as an experienced Destiny 2 gamer, to anybody listening this long into the podcast, the best thing that you can do to any of your fellow gamers is just be considerate.
Yeah.
Realize that there's another person that's trying to play the same game you are and have fun with the game you are. They might think different. They might play different. There's so many differences. And if you simply take the initiative to hear people out, let them talk. Nobody is the know-it-all. Like, there might be people that know what they're doing, and if they are, great. Follow what they're saying. But, like, you know, sometimes the best thing to do is to shut up and listen, while other times the best thing to do is to step up and lead.
Yeah.
Knowing when to do which can take you far in the game and in life.
I agree. Destiny is one of those games that becomes a part of your soul. I think all games have it, and to an effect, that's kind of the reason I wanted to start a podcast that was like this, that's just kind of shooting the breeze. Is, you know, these pieces of media, and especially games, have this tendency to give us these experiences that become like a part of us, that build a piece of our soul. Like these experiences of doing the raid and the memories of making friends along the way and getting these weapons and stuff. It just becomes a part of you, you know? It means a lot.
It does. And I mean, for people out there that dislike video games or whatever, you know, of course you've got your parents like, you've been spending 24 hours gaming, what are you doing? Like,
yeah.
I mean, to a degree it does make sense. In terms of video games themselves, you don't get anything substantial out of it unless you're playing Microsoft Flight Simulator and you're going to become a pilot someday. Yeah. But sometimes just being able to sit back, boot up Destiny, or boot up whatever game you're doing, just chill with the boys, kind of, you know, we live in a hectic world. Being able to just step back and step into the world that's behind the screen for just a couple hours, just experience, have fun, and, you know, I mean, maybe even learn something along the way. Learn a different perspective from somebody that you just met. Mm-hmm. Find out, you know, hey, this gun's really good, or maybe have a deep conversation, you know. Gaming, it is at its core just another form of media, but in my opinion, it's a form of media that, of course, all things in moderation, but it can have its benefits. Yeah. And for memories like this, like, I have learned lessons playing Destiny. I have been put in my place in Destiny. I've had the opportunities to teach, to help other people, to have fun, mm-hmm. help people get weapons. Like, that's what gaming's all about, man.
Yeah, and like you said, they're trying to be the best MMO. I don't like MMOs, but I really do love Destiny and all the experiences I've had with it.
For sure.
Polished.
Yeah. You know, it is, I would say it's a diamond in the rough. And, you know, it does have its polish. There are definitely spots in the game that it's been perfected. But in a way, I hope it always kind of remains a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
Because, you know, for a game where the community always wants something more, they're always saying, oh, make this and the game will be so much better. Mm-hmm. In an ever-growing game, if that is able to stay where there is always something more that the community wants from the game, then the game will never die.
Yeah, that's true.
There will always be a Destiny 2. Kind of like Team Fortress 2. That game's been around for 14 years, and it still has tons of people. Yeah. Destiny will become like that, where as long as there is something that the community wants more out of the game or wants it to be better in some way, and as long as Bungie, man, wants to keep earning cash from this game, you know, it'll live on.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I could keep talking for so much longer, but in a way, I kind of feel like everything I've said kind of has concluded itself. I kind of feel like this is kind of wrapping up.
Satisfying conclusion. Yeah, indeed.
Unless, is there anything else that you wanted me to talk about, or anything else that you wanted me to mention? I kind of feel like I've talked your ear off for an hour and a half.
No, we've been talking good. I like it. I think we've really covered pretty much everything.
Right on.
So I guess we'll be right back after a short break. And welcome back after the short break. So I guess concluding thoughts? And man, you kind of already had some concluding thoughts.
You know, I mean, I kind of feel like I wrapped it up, but you know, for anybody that's listened through this long, thank you for listening. I hope you haven't minded my ramblings about a game that I love, and of course, same with Brando, but thank you for letting me be on this podcast with you.
Anytime.
To anyone that's on the fence about playing Destiny, what do you have to lose? As one that's played the game for 5,000 hours, or almost 5,000, if you're looking for a game that will give you back as much as you put into it, and it has the capability of doing that.
Oh, yes.
If you want it to be simply just something that you hop on and it's not too competitive or too, you know, then it will be that. If you're looking for competitive stuff, you know, it might not be the best game, but if you're looking to have fun in a fun sandbox, in a fun world, with a great story, great weapons, backed by an awesome company, with a great community backing them up, seriously, what do you have to lose? And to anybody that's new, I would highly recommend that if you need help finding out where to start, what to do, if you need information, if you're a current player of Destiny, I would highly recommend a couple of content creators that I watch on YouTube, namely for more news related content. You've got Houndish, you've got Aztecross. Aztecross is kind of an all around YouTuber. He talks about news, builds, not much lore, but you know, speculation. If you're looking for lore, My Name is Bife is awesome. And there's another guy that I've been listening to. I want to say it's Mylan Games. He does some good stuff as well for lore. If you're looking for more competitive stuff, like competitive builds or PvP related advice, you've got tons of people, but just a couple off the top of my head that are great. You've got Walla, Cami Cakes, Fallout Plays, Cool Guy. There's tons of PvP related guys in the community. If you're looking to follow some streamers, I know these guys might be, I don't know if they stream much. I don't watch a lot of streams, but you've got Glad, You've got Sweatsickle. All of the people that I mentioned have their various streams. If you're looking for any help, it's out there. All of the names that I mentioned, they've got videos for it.
Yeah, they're a pinnacle piece of my time binging Destiny.
You can find a lot of joy in the videos too. I mean, if you really want to make it a hobby, like they have some great builds that can kind of help get you started. Or, you know, if you need help with a specific mission, Fallout Plays in particular, like he has great ways of, you know, just here's how to walk you through this mission and how to succeed. Or if you're looking for more of the bugs in the game or the exploits, You could always look up like Cheese Forever or JB Deathblade. No, not JB Deathblade. What is it? It's like J4. It might be JB Deathblade. I don't know. But yeah, there's plenty of content creators. If you need help, you can find it.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for a way to, like, for those that need help finding teams, a great place to start is on Discord with the Destiny 2 LFG.
I'll link that in the show notes.
You can join in, and there's thousands. Just looking right now, there's at the very least like over 20,000 people on here. At least. Like, there's tons of people. There's always people looking for things to do. So you never know. You might find a new best friend. You might simply find a clan that will be doing stuff together. Or, you know, you might just play with a bunch of random people every day. Another shout out, Destiny Item Manager.
Yes.
Destiny Item Manager. It will change your life. It makes inventory management so much easier. Do it.
Do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
No, but I definitely echo all of your sentiments. Yeah, Destiny 2, man. It's a good game.
I would say great.
It is a great game. And it's a pinnacle of achievement in its own right. It's got a lot of amazing content, incredible community, thousands of hours of content. And it stays alive as long as you keep it alive. You can play it for as long as you want, almost in a roguelite in that sense. You can commit to however long you want to play the game, and it'll give you back good experiences, great experiences, friends. It's something else. It's something else.
Amen to that.
And it's free.
And it's all free. Well, not all free.
It's mostly free. Yeah. When I was in university, man, that was a good time for me to have Destiny. You gifted me Forsaken, but like just having that Destiny in the background, just something I could play that was new and fresh and free when I was strapped for cash. That was good times, good stuff.
Good times.
I do recommend Destiny I'd recommend it to anybody, really. Even people that aren't super familiar with first-person shooters, but especially those people who are. I think anybody can get something out of Destiny.
Skill ceiling is as high as you want it to be, but it's easy enough for anybody who's new to gaming or first-person shooters to start out.
Yeah, amen to that.
I agree.
Amen to that. Well, you gave your shout-outs, unless you can think of more.
No, I feel like I've said everything I can to try and either convince people to play Destiny, to help people who have played Destiny to return and play Destiny, or, you know, for people that are avid players of Destiny to simply know that, you know, there's at least one other guy out there that really loves the game. So yeah, I feel like there's nothing more to say.
All right. Well, with that being said, if any of you listeners want to send in a voicemail, you can through the link in the show description. Or at the end of this episode, if you're on Spotify, you can answer a poll and question TBD. Yeah, you can follow the show on Twitter. You follow me on Twitter. That'll be where you can get some good updates. And other than that, if you'd like to support the show, you can follow, you can rate it, do whatever you need to do. But most importantly, just listen. I've been Brando, and I've been joined by Casey. Wait, Casey has joined me. How do I want to say what I want to say?
I have joined you today on your podcast, Avoid Arcade.
Thanks for listening.
Eyes up, Guardian.
Eyes up, Guardian.